Charlie here. This week, it's Cherry Podcast episode 101, and we talk about eBay starting to authenticate sports cards through the platform. We talk about the impact of the NFL playoffs on the card market. We talk about the future of card shows, and we answer your questions live. Thanks very much for listening. Give us a review wherever you listen to the podcast, and we'll see you on the next episode. Bye.
Welcome everybody, it's the Hobby Chat with Grayson and myself, Charlie. We're going to talk about cards. There's been a few interesting things happen in the last week. One particular large thing has emerged. Thank you everybody for joining in, and make sure you send through your questions with that question sticker. That makes sure that we can see your question and then answer it later on in the Q&A part of the show.
One large thing hasn't emerged.
Not yet. It's going to get there though. The big change, is eBay certification. And it's something that I think it makes complete sense for them. It's obviously something that they've been working on for cards in the background for a while. They already do certification for some items, above a certain value. They already do it for sneakers. They've done it for a while. They do it for handbags, as you know. They do it for watches already, which makes sense. So this is not something that's new for them at all. It's not like where did this come from? They're just rolling it out to a new vertical with cards above a certain value. So it's similar to that Stockx process is what it sounds like. You list your card, the sale is made, you ship the card to eBay Authentication, eBay authenticates and sends it to the buyer, and then that's it. It's only cards I think of, let me get it here, of a certain value at the moment. It's available for ungraded cards, $750 plus USD.
So not a lot of cards.
It's not capturing anything at this stage, under 750 USD.
Yeah,
it's more expensive cards.
Yeah, and most cards above that price would be graded.
Probably.
A lot. So
Yeah.
it's a small number of cards. It's probably a big number of cards, but small in the whole scheme of things.
Yeah.
Firstly, I want to say I hope you can go back somewhere and find my sort of Gary V moment where I said that CCG would be the next big one. I think this is going to...
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I think so. I said it to someone. Let's hope it's on tape.
Probably.
I think that this is going to just put them on a very significant course to the moon with sports cards.
Yeah.
Because I think they're already probably second in gaming.
Who's the top for gaming?
PSA.
Oh, okay.
Still for vintage gaming.
Yep.
And I think this starts to... I mean, they're going to be a clear third with this relationship.
Yes. Yeah.
I think it's interesting that there's no graded cards going. Makes sense, obviously, but at the same time, I think a lot of the issues that people have been having have been with fake slabs.
Yeah.
Maybe less so than the actual fake ungraded card.
Yeah.
So I think it certainly adds a level of security, and that'll add a level of additional cost because people are going to pay more for that security, undoubtedly.
Yeah.
Nothing is more important than security when you're selling online.
Yeah.
And I said it from the point of view from someone who sold online for a long time. I used to buy Transformers like 2004 from the US collections and then resell them here on our eBay because people didn't trust the US sellers.
Yeah.
And then vice versa.
And vice versa, yeah.
Yeah. So nothing racist. It was just purely like a trust thing.
Yeah.
So what this does, it adds the trust. And it means that therefore more people are interested in bidding, which means the price of the card goes up. So what does this mean? It means more expensive singles. What does it also mean? Greater trust that what you're getting is what you're paying for.
Mm.
But there's a raft of other issues.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly going to put what's the company? Sorry,
CCG, CSG. They've got like different arms. I think it's CCG,
Okay.
the parent.
Right. So that's gonna, as you say, it's gonna bump them up in terms of seriousness as authenticators. It's going to make. It feels to me like eBay is trying to get a little bit. Yeah, eBay has that because it's been around since the mid '90s. eBay has that little bit of grunge to it on the platform. Like you scroll through the platform and you're like, yeah, sometimes this is a little bit ghetto on eBay, which,
You gotta love their original logo. Like it's
exactly. It kind of, this feels a little bit like, hey, we're not that grungy anymore. We're actually the platform that's been here since the beginning, almost, of the internet. And we're trying to give ourselves a bit of a shine. Which other platforms, your Stockx, for example, has already done. Their scrolling experience is very clean, very nice looking. They already have their own authentication built in at their
which they are particularly good at.
Yeah. So this feels a bit like, look, we're just trying to shake off a little bit of that grunge at eBay and make ourselves a bit nicer to use. And that authentication is vital. Yeah.
Just on that quickly, Stockx, and I hope I'm not speaking out of school here, but they showed me some stock that they'd identified as not authentic.
Oh, really?
And I was just, this is authentic.
Right.
Like, this has to be authentic. Like, we get stock directly from Panini, and other suppliers as well. And it'll come with like 5 different types of tape on it, and it'll be like half of it'll be open, and you just like
or banged up box,
and like different types of like seal wraps. What do you call it? The vacuum seal.
Yeah.
Like these ones will look different to those ones, and we've had boxes that have had just decoys in them. We've had boxes missing packs, all that sort of stuff.
So their bar is high.
It was. I was like, this would just come goods in with, thank you very much. And this is just and that's to say that I don't know if it was necessarily not authentic. I just think their expectation of authentic is incredibly high.
Yeah.
Which is important when...
So when in doubt, they're just going, nah.
Yeah, which is important. When integrity is key, then you have to weigh everything against that, every decision against that. Now... This does feel to me, to your point, like when Instagram stole Snapchat stories.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's good.
Yeah, we like that. Yeah, well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a bit like that. And I wonder what... this is clearly something that Josh Luber and his team at Fanatics Cards are going to have on their platform as well, I imagine. I mean, he's come from Stockx. He's a collector. He understands that importance of authentication. So who are Fanatics going to go with? Are they going to have their own?
So are you insinuating that they've already locked PSA away?
Maybe. I mean, that would be the bombshell of the hobby. I mean, Fanatics have dropped so many bombshells. This would be bombshell number 3 or 4. I mean, Fanatics go, oh yeah, by the way, we've got PSA authentication in-house when our platform launches, whatever that's called.
I mean, surely they're in discussions with someone, whether it's Stockx or Fanatics or...
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, it's a fantastic step forward for our space, which everything has been for some time, but it's going to be, as a seller of a lot of cards in that bracket, it's fantastic. Like I just, to know that we're going to not have, you sent me a piece of cheese. And it's like, no, we didn't. We don't even have cheese.
Yeah.
Like,
why would we do? Yeah, especially for those larger value cards, where, you know, a buyer, whoever they are, can get it at the other end and then claim it didn't arrive, or it's arrived damaged, or I wanted a Pokemon card and this guy sent me a Yu-Gi-Oh card. That is just, that's over.
We've had it happen with $10,000 cards more than once.
Yeah.
So.
And then you're out. You're out the money and you're out the card.
Yep, everything.
And that's
over.
Yeah. Yeah, so that sort of thing being over is going to be fantastic for sellers.
And which is why everyone should fully declare their shares. Because we were able to use insurance on a third of it.
Yeah.
But massive, great change, fantastic change. Congratulations, eBay, and congratulations, CSG. I guess that's the arm of the business. And thank you, because everyone wins.
Yeah, it's a big win. I think it's a good move forward, and it re-instills that confidence into the hobby, into the market, that you're seeing. Well, okay, eBay are big players in this space, and they are doubling down on the space. They're thinking, no, this is going to get bigger, so we need to invest more right now. Okay, what other topics have we got for this week? We've got, brand new Flawless last night.
Yeah.
Went up. Blake busted, I think he only had one case arrived so far. He's doing more of that later this week. I thought it looked fantastic.
Yeah, well, it looks like Flawless, but he only had one case arrive.
Yes.
And he still managed to get a one of.
Yeah, so, that's one of the larger cards in the set. Yeah, 1/1 Luka Doncic. So, speculate on what sort of value?
Panini sends Cherry all the good cards.
Yeah, those comments I think have already been made.
So, Flawless to me, this is interesting. So, I loved Flawless early, and then I became a bit of a Flawless
hater.
Well, not a hater.
You're like,
Well, the interesting thing with Flawless was that the NFL version always felt better, and it always felt like it felt considerably better. Like it wasn't close. And the problem with that was that for all those years, 2012 through, 2017, it would be packed with these amazing cards, and they would resell like donkeys.
Yeah.
And so it was expensive, and it was incredible. And then the NBA version would come out and would always feel like, nothing against the Panini basketball product development team, because I've actually had this conversation directly with them. Shout out to David who's watching. But it always felt like, wow, like, why did you strip all those sets out? Like, they're amazing.
Yeah.
And the answer I got was that the NBA collectors are very different. They don't seek that novelty, or they don't, it's better to put that novelty across a range of products for them than to load it into one.
Okay.
So they seek a more clean card, a more pristine card, all that sort of stuff. And so it made sense, but at the same time, I always felt like it was expensive and it didn't have the variety that I wanted to see. Now, like fast forward, this is now a product that has the only game-worn gear for the rookies in the lineup. It has some of the absolute standout combinations of signers and of memorabilia in the hobby. It has some of the most astounding variations with the different diamonds, the logo man diamonds, the college uni diamonds, all that sort of stuff, the trophy diamonds, all that, like incredible cards. So unique. That I think that it's reached a point where it's actually become the best product in the basketball space.
Yeah.
And as part of that, and I think it stands sort of as a bit of a star on top of the tree, this triple logo man of LeBron.
Yeah.
Which, it's not a rookie, It's
No.
not like an RPA of someone, which is normally the thing, oh, the RPA logo, man, that's the card that's the chase, or it's the Black Prism throwback design is the one that we want to chase. Like, there's something about, this is a veteran, a play on, like, he's had logo men before, okay? We've seen different versions of LeBron variations before that are incredibly unique, but this card it stands alone at the top of this hobby at the moment.
Oh yeah, it's become, it's like Panini. They obviously have sat down and gone, what is the LeBron Grail that we could make, that we can put in this set that is maybe, I mean, it's maybe not maybe not the all-time card, but it's going to be up there at that tier because it has a Cleveland Uni logo, man. It's got a Miami one and a Lakers one, obviously. Those three teams, and obviously a 1-on-1, and that just puts it instantly at the top of that.
Top of the tree.
Yeah.
It's the amount of interest it's generated, the amount of DMs that don't you forget.
Yeah.
It's like, we're not getting it. Like, it's there's no way it's being hit. And if it is hit at Cherry during our live breaks, then well, it might finally give me the YouTube revenue stream that I need.
If it is, I mean, that's going to be a massive for some collector. Whoever manages to pull that, it's going to be amazing. I think it's interesting to see, because of the upper deck situation with LeBron. Obviously, that's where he signs. That Panini cards of LeBron's, inserts of LeBron, like we saw with the high voltage, was it last year or 1920? The high voltage LeBron. All of these Panini Lebrons become proxy autos or proxy, jerseys or proxy, because we unfortunately just don't have the possibility of him signing on a Lakers card or a Heat card or a Cleveland card. So I always find it interesting to see how the hobby treats these, especially LeBron, because he has all these, people just treat, okay, that high voltage is like that tier, because we have to treat it that way because we don't have his auto. It just makes it, I just like to see that because that auto is missing from sets like that.
Autographs are very interesting, and it was strange coming in with a business in like 2009, and it's almost like people manifest things into reality. So all the noise was, oh well, Panini signed Kobe to an exclusive agreement now. There'll be too many autographs.
Yeah.
Too many autographs of Kobe, and Kobe's autograph. I remember, like, I bought a few. And he was kind of like, you might get a Kobe every second or third case. And everyone was like, oh, Kobe, it's amazing. They used to be $100, but now they're only $30, and it was seen as like, well, Panini's ruined the hobby because the only gauge to them being successful is the Kobe Bryant autograph price. And so it was like, oh well, and the same happened with Barkley when he started signing again. Well, there'll be too many Barkley autographs.
Yeah.
This will ruin the hobby, will ruin his. To this day, and obviously the Kobe situation is a little bit different. Yeah. But to me, I've still never felt that there was too many Kobe autographs or that there was too many Charles Barkley autographs. They've still felt extremely rare. Throughout that whole period of time, and I feel like it's a little bit like when governments design cities and bridges, and they design them like hundreds of years ago. Yeah. And you drive across them and you drive through them and you're like, oh, you don't even have to wait. Like there's very rarely any sort of, like, how did they know that this was going to be the case? Yeah, yeah. Like, how did Panini know that the amount of Kobe autographs they were producing in the long term was actually going to be significantly rarer, like so much rarer than anything else.
Yeah, I don't know. And he was a particularly, from my recollection, he's a particularly good signer for like in terms of volume for an athlete at that tier. You know, it might be, it's pretty easy to get, I imagine, a load of deadlift shrimp autographs.
Yeah.
You know, he hasn't got much on. Kobe's got a lot on. So for him to be able to, for Panini to be able to, you can see it on their YouTube channel. They'd be able to corner him in a hotel room, and he's happy to sit there and sign all the autographs for somebody who is that busy. It was a particularly good signer.
Yeah, I think there's a few people that take a greater responsibility within their chosen profession. You look at someone like Elon Musk, the amount of time you see Elon Musk talking about things that, like, he doesn't need to. He literally could just lock the door of his, you know, whatever spaceship that he lives in. He could lock the door, float up, and
leaves all behind.
Just do.
Yeah.
But yet he's constantly talking to people that he potentially doesn't need to. There's people that feel obligated. Kobe was that, and I'm not saying that LeBron isn't, but it's a different tier. Like, we're very lucky, but at the same time, at some point, LeBron will be back, and that'll be just as exciting as the eBay announcement. Just as exciting as a triple logo, man. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. Now, before we go to our last point, football playoffs, that situation. Obviously, some exciting games over the weekend. I wasn't even watching live. I think I was watching like tweets of the scores in the Buccaneers game. And initially I was very sad because I was like, oh, well, the Bucs are out. Tom Brady, say goodbye. Because I just think it's funny to see an old man just go and do it again.
Yeah.
And then in those final minutes, I was like, the Breaking Bad meme, he can't keep getting away with it sort of thing. Because they very nearly won. And then eventually the Rams got within striking distance and got away. Any changes in the football market this week? Have you noticed? Or you haven't paid attention?
No, I did.
Yeah?
I noticed some changes.
What happened?
With about 13 seconds to go in the Bills-Chiefs game, I noticed a sharp increase in the price of Josh Allen cards on the Cherry website. No, I'm serious. Someone whose name begins with G and ends with Grayson changed all of the prices from like $10,000 to like $20,000 with 13 seconds to go.
Yeah.
And he was very happy with himself. Unfortunately, things changed abruptly. So it was a bad day.
Yeah.
What are we looking at into the next week?
Who we got left?
Joe Burrow.
Niners, Bengals.
Yeah. So
and Rams. Someone else. Can't remember.
Rams, 49ers, Bengals, Chiefs.
Yes. Okay. So Mahomes is there still.
Yeah.
Herbert.
No. Herbert's Chargers. So Mahomes for Chiefs, Burrow, Bengals. It's hard to say Stafford for the Rams. I don't think his cards are moving anyway. I know that people are speculating a little bit on them, but probably Cooper Kupp is amazing for the Rams. And then for the 49ers, well, there's still... I'm still a little bit bullish on people having some Trey Lance cards. Because Jimmy G still... He does get injured, and he's staying healthy at the moment, but... I don't know, there's a part of me that thinks that the storyline, like, Jimmy G breaks and Trey Lance takes over. I don't know, I feel like it could happen. The real story is going to be Mahomes versus Burrow.
Yeah.
And Burrow shouldn't be there. The team isn't good enough. But the guy is. Like he's so poised and he's got weapons, and so it's not out of the question. And we'll certainly be rooting for it. We've got we went hard at Burrow and bought a lot of Burrow in when he injured his leg.
Yeah.
And I think the same for those people that are looking for a bit of a lead. I honestly think that Trevor Lawrence is in the same boat. I think I think he's the tearaway quarterback to buy.
Yeah. Okay.
Price wise at the moment, so that talent is rare, and we just happen to have seen a fair bit of it with Herbert, Burrow, Mahomes. Kyler Murray's not. He's just different. But so much talent there.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one to watch. We've only got a couple of weekends left, haven't we? It's this coming weekend, and then 2 weeks off. I think I usually take, and then the big day. Keep an eye out for a sale on NFL singles around Super Bowl day.
Yes.
Super Bowl weekend rather, because that'll be just a good opportunity to jump on and grab some of those cards at Cherry.
Yeah, some really good Josh Allens on there at the moment.
Now, the last thing we have to mention, you've noticed a change, I think, in card shows internationally. Not so much here, because we don't have the opportunity to go to many, or we haven't, the last couple of years. Dale and I were at the Hobby Hangout Sydney last year, and we are at Hobby Hangout Melbourne in about 3 weeks' time, which is going to be great. You are looking at, we all are looking at what sort of stock to take, and whether we put the emphasis on sealed product or whether it's more singles.
Yeah, so this came up when we were planning our attack, and it occurred to me that, and I don't know what they're like internationally. I love for people in the comments who do get to go to the shows in Chicago and Dallas and all that. We took the sort of we took the direction that people have really good access at the moment to product, whether it's instant gratification through their breaks, same day pickup or shipping with products all around the world. There's numerous stores in Australia. There used to be like 2 or 3. Yeah. There's so many touch points for people to get access to new product, and that I feel that what people are really looking for is just tables and tables of singles.
Yeah.
And what they want to bring is cases and cases of singles.
Yes.
And just do transactions. So, we're sort of moving the war chest, of singles to the card shows.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if that's going to be the same at the big ones like the National and the Mint in Vegas.
Yeah, they're going to have a trade. They've got a big show, haven't they, as part of it?
Yeah. Is it going to be the traditional, like, to Card World mountain of products?
Yeah.
Or are people going there with the intent of, buying every Matt Stafford card they can find?
Yeah.
Every Prism Gold of Matt Stafford, every select variation of Matt Stafford, because they think that Matt Stafford is the play. What they don't want to do is buy a box of 2000 and Matt Stafford. I think Stafford was like 2010, 2011. I actually got a 101 triple auto of Stafford from memory. It was maybe dual auto Sanchez and Stafford. Very, very early on, and I bought it off someone for like 150, and I had to go to a car park and meet someone. Actually, no, I sent my wife. It was like at 9:30 at night.
What?
She wasn't my wife then. I was prepared to take the risk. I was sitting into a car park at night, and she was telling me she went to the boot and popped the boot and got the card out, and they sort of did the deal under the light of the of the car boot.
Yep.
Okay. and the person paid me off in installments. It was like
Oh,
$50
wow.
on the day, and then $50 a day for the next $50 a month for the next.
Well, this
3
person wanted that card.
They did.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and shout out to Brian Gray, who I think it was a Leaf card.
Okay, yep.
And I just was like, there's no way I want to get stuck with this card because I've seen Mark Sanchez play and he literally throws the ball like 5 meters.
Yeah.
Like, not happening. So, yeah, he's a nice guy, Matt. He's on Instagram a lot, Mark Sanchez. He's quite funny now.
Yep.
So, I forget where I started, but it was a good ending, yeah?
Yeah, well, it's about that. The evidence that I've seen, at the card show, at the Hobby Hangout in Sydney last year with Dale, the anecdotal evidence was that at our booth, everybody was just going through boxes of singles. There was a bit of buying of, I think, Court Kings at that time had just come out. So there were a few people buying Court Kings boxes because we had a bunch of them there and they were priced to go at the show. But there was a lot of other sealed product that just sat there. It was more about either going through the boxes of singles or selling their singles to Dale.
I actually remember I sent you guys up with like 3 cases of No Huddle Prism Burrow Herbert, and it was like $600 a box or something. And I was like, well, this will go in seconds. And it didn't. You bought it all back. And
Pretty
it's like,
much.
It's like almost $2,000 a box. Like it's $1,500 a box now.
Yeah.
I was just like, I don't get it. Like this has got the 2 guys that are going to take the NFL into 2030. And so I think the market just are so single savvy now.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. Everybody wants to, I think, they want to get through those boxes, find the raw cards, especially, which is what we took that day. Have a look at it and go, geez, that's looking pretty good to me. And then it goes off to PSA or BGS, and that sort of upsell is what a lot of collectors are looking at, which is cool.
Absolutely.
We've got a couple of questions to look at before we go. I don't know how I'm going to be able to read them.
So Migwa says, how do you think the eBay authentication will affect delivery times? So
And sometime, I suppose.
well, it has to. I'm not a person who watches delivery times.
No.
Mainly because I get so much stuff shipped to a freight forwarder because people don't sell directly to Australia very much. So shipping times I don't have a problem with them. Has to add time though.
Yeah, it is something, I don't know, as somebody who's been, on eBay, not that I buy loads of stuff, but since the, late 90s, it is a factor of, once you've paid, if the person isn't taking the piss with the shipping, then it'll get there when it gets there. That's how I always feel about things. Yeah, it'd be nicer if it, arrived on the door the next day, like an Amazon order or something like that. But the reality is, that's not really how cards work, especially through eBay. When you've got that, it's a dude. It's often just a dude on the other side. It's not Jeff Bezos.
It's funny when you talk about shipping times. We actually had exceptional problems with our eBay rating through COVID, particularly early. I think it took maybe 6 months. Dale he would answer this better and more accurately.
Yeah.
But it was a case of because of the slow shipping times during COVID, our items the tracking literally was going so slowly that it was beyond the expected time frame on eBay.
Yep.
And we were automatically getting impacted negatively because of that. And what we had to do was make our shipping so expensive to get a service level that would, 2-day service level that would basically take 20, but still get it there in the time, that our stuff became completely
Yeah, people are like,
interesting. Like,
yeah.
not paying that.
Yeah.
And then what it did, it created a massive customer service issue because we would get bombarded with you're trying to cheat the hobby, you can't charge that much for postage. Look, here's an example of postage and it's only $4 or $7, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You're going about this trying to make money on the back end. And it's like, and we would get dozens of them a day.
Yeah.
And so it is clear that there is a massive expectation with delivery times on eBay. I'm aware of it.
Yep.
But I would trade confidence
Yeah.
for delivery time every day of the week.
Yeah, knowing that the person is dependable and that it is coming and that the tracking is accurate, that sort of stuff, over speed.
Yeah, if it gets to CSG in 2 days, well, it's fine, it's safe now. Like CSG's got it. Like you're still like a 1.4% chance of it going missing in the post or whatever that number is.
Yeah.
But that most people have got insurance for that stuff now, I think, anyway. So.
Yeah, good question. Worth asking. A couple more. Let's have a look. Oh, I couldn't go. Why couldn't I share that one? No, we can't share that one. It's gone. Any big plans for the hobby hangout from Adam Nelson? Singles, obviously, is where we're thinking we're going to go. Lots of space.
Yeah, I mean, we want to have some exclusive offers.
Yep.
We're planning to have a trade day for people to travel down. I think
it's sort of on the day before.
Yeah, the day before
at the store. Yeah.
I think the big plan is to just connect, and so we've made sure that the whole team's available. I think everyone's ticked off on that.
Yeah, just about.
Which means that we'll be able to ensure that at all times there's someone there to take a sale, there's someone there to buy a card, and then there's someone there to actually shoot the shit, which is we haven't been able to do for ever.
Yeah, since 2019.
Yeah. And people come in here and they shoot the shit in the store, and they don't realise that I haven't done that for a long time, and I don't remember the etiquette.
Yeah.
So they're a little bit taken aback, I think.
Yeah, because you're super keen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I think we've got one more. The hobby box cards. Why do you think the Don Russ hobby box prices went through the roof?
Basketball?
I don't know.
Because there is none.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there is none.
Mm-hmm.
There never is any. And yeah, so one of the things that people don't see, which I see early on, and sometimes we often get caught out. We're better at it now. We used to get bought out from people a lot more.
Yeah, okay.
But so like a few months before a product comes out and you start reaching out to the people that supply you with product, and they start saying, we don't have any yet. And you're like, that's strange. Because normally, like, when a product is not necessarily short printed or not going to be that popular.
Like a Don Russ?
Well, like, I got offered a lot of flux early.
Yep.
I got offered a lot of recon early. And so you're like, okay, well, that might struggle.
Yeah.
And by struggle, I mean not be as good as some of the other releases. Like, it's still extremely popular. And people are sometimes wrong too. 1-1, I got offered a lot of that, and that took off afterwards. But Don Russ, there's just never been any. No one's got any, can't supply it, and therefore the market price of it just goes through the roof because no one can sell any, and whenever they put a box up at 600, it's gone, 700, it's gone, 800, it's gone. And so they start to realise that they're not going to be able to replenish it. And so the price that you have to sell it for is the price that you have to pay to replenish it, plus your margin so that you can pay your bills, your staff, and still make the same net profit. And that for Donruss at the moment is much higher than what it potentially should be.
Yeah. Good question.
Yeah, great question.
Good answer too, G.
Oh, thanks, mate.
Like, good answer. Thank you, everybody. I think we'll wind it up there. Thank you for your great questions. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Yeah, see you next week. Thursday. How consistent.
Bye.